Peace. This is ROGAN, and this is the Art of Rhyming, episode 65. Just because you rhyme doesn't make you an artist. You know how we do. Comment, like, subscribe. Let's keep the snowball going here. We got Mark Ford, special guest, in my opinion, just discovered his music this year. About to get him on the live, and we'll get into the introduction then, man. He's already here. He should be joining at any minute. How's everyone doing tonight, man? All right, there he is.
Yo, what up?
Peace, Mark. How are you,
What up?
man?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, perfectly. How about me?
All right, cool. Yeah, I hear you perfect. Cool.
Dope,
What's up
bro.
with you?
Not much, man. Kids got put to bed, and I'm free, man. You know that's the story these days,
Yeah,
man.
man, that's the story of life in general, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
I had to finally talk to you actually.
Yeah, man. It's been like months in the making, man. But I want to hold my word. You know what I'm saying? When I say we'll get it done, like
Yeah,
we'll get it done. You know. So yeah, man.
yeah, but they say all good things you gotta wait for. So
Absolutely, bro. How was your day?
yeah, it was good, man. Just running around, taking care of my son. So I definitely relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's the holidays, so you know how that goes. Just running around with the fam, all that stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully you have a smooth landing into the actual holidays, man. Hope you get some time to unwind and slow down and shit, man. So
Yeah,
yeah,
nah, I don't know if you noticed, I really haven't been posting that much, so I kind of
right.
just slowed down. I'm just taking time because like just have my son. He's 8 months, so I
Wow.
get to actually
Congrats,
spend.
bro.
Thank you. I actually get to spend time with him and chill with him, and
Yeah.
it's just giving me like a different perspective on a lot of different things. So
Have you halted on the creation process entirely like during that
not
time,
really,
or
cause I'm working on a different project. I don't know if I'm. I think I told you this, but I don't know if I'm gonna release it at towards the end of the year, or if I'm just gonna wait till next year and just start the year off fresh with something else. But got a
yeah.
couple of different things on the table that I could do. So
Yeah.
you always got to keep the shit moving, and then I do the videos too. So like I'm just
Yeah.
staying working, but I'm taking a lot of time out for me and the
That's
film
good.
right now,
That's
which is
good,
like
man.
it's good. It's like a refresh, a reset.
Absolutely. And whenever you come back, whatever you're doing, it's a new perspective, man, right? Which is also helpful, right? So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So I want to back up, give you a proper introduction. We got Mark Ford from Oxnard, California, a mainstay in the Oxnard underground scene. To me, easily one of the dopest MCs I've discovered this year. More than that, he's a director and a videographer. Just as nice with that skill set as with the mic, I'll add. And he's working with a lot of your favorite underground rappers in that capacity. Also worth mentioning is a producer and engineer. And I just to get back to the video stuff, he's ahead of the curve with the AI touches on the videos, man. You really got to check it out if you haven't yet. And from what I see, yeah, you're leading the way. And all things considered, I knew this would be an interesting conversation, so I was looking forward to it, man. Yeah,
Yeah, me too, man. I seen your platform. I seen you had a couple of the homies on there, and I think I reached out a while ago.
yeah,
And you actually said that you didn't just fuck with anybody, which I appreciate. I even told you that. And
yeah,
I was all like, just listen to a song. That's all I want. I'm just looking for platforms because at the time I dropped Floral Pics, which a lot of people said is one of my best projects, surprisingly. And
yeah.
you actually got around to listening to my music and you said you fuck with it. And
Oh yeah.
here we are, man. I'm appreciative. So let's get it.
Yeah, man. I honestly, I don't have time to listen to everything in the world, nor do I want to. So I really like hone in on my guests and like go all
Yeah,
in on their catalog and shit. That's sort of the hallmark of what I do. So yeah, man. I'll just shout out some of my favorite projects of yours for the people that are new or that'll catch this on YouTube. Just off the top of my head, Floral Pics that came out July 2025. We'll get into that in a bit. Back from the top, that was from 2022, heavily
that's what the
featuring
homie Poke Dog.
your yeah, dope, dope collab project. And then Haikus 2021. A lot of other dope shit in there, but those are some of my favorites just off the top of my head. So you guys should check those out. And yeah, I went pretty far back, like as far as 2015, man. I'm
Oh
crazy
shit,
like
yeah,
that. I like to see
yeah.
like the evolution because I know there's a lot that goes into this shit. It's never ending, you know what I mean?
hmm
Um, I feel like your music is peaking in the last 4 or 5 years, just as an artist, in terms of
I
crafting
agree.
albums. Would you agree with that?
I agree, man. It feels like it's the same thing that I've been doing, but when I go back to older stuff, aside from my voice getting deeper and just different things and subject matter, I feel like yeah, I'm getting there to where it's like I'm not at my peak yet, I don't feel, but I feel
No.
like, nah, I feel like I got a ways to go before I'm there. But I feel like I'm gonna craft a crazy album pretty soon though. And my album's been dope, but I think that I'm gonna craft something crazy pretty soon. Just like
All
off
right.
of the shit that I'm holding on to and everything. So
What do you see as like? Do you see you doing a your peak like project with one producer, multiple producers? Like, do you have a dream project in mind, or is it too early to
the
say?
way shit's been going with like motherfuckers do shit with like one producer. I don't wanna I got a dope homie, Ilian Roswell, and he's really versatile with the beat, so maybe I would do something with him. But that wouldn't be like what I would look at as peak. I think I would want different varieties of sounds, you know. You could get producers that could give different varieties,
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I feel like when you have multiple people together, it's more collaborative. And when you have something that's more collaborative, I just feel like it's going to be better than just having, a single mind state, even
got
if
it.
they have different mind states during the time. Now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if the homie Madlib want to throw some beats, I'd be down
Right,
to
right,
do
right.
a single project with him. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Make some
yeah.
exceptions.
Yeah, you got a lot of contacts. We're going to get into that as well. But I'm
Yeah.
curious who you've been talking to this year, because yeah, Mark does a lot of video work for a lot of people, a lot of your favorites, man. So if someone's asking about the links for the music, just hit me in the DMs. I'll link you to Mark's stuff after. Um, so yeah, one thing that's notable, man, you got a lot of dope features that you work with. Like honestly, going through your catalog, a lot of names I'm just not familiar with. A lot of dope rappers, man. I
Yeah.
feel like you're just surrounded by hitters, man. Is that a fact?
If you've been doing like hip hop, like, a lot of me and my peers, you'll see people that you at one point looked up to,
Yeah,
and they're right here with you. Like it's the same shit. So there's a mutual respect. That
yeah,
goes for like Planet Asia, Tri-State, just different people, the homie Metaphor.
yeah,
Blue, you just keep doing the shit over and over again, and you
yeah,
get a mutual respect, and you just keep crossing paths. And when you keep crossing paths, it's all like, dang. And you're consistent and you're doing dope shit. And then, they find out that I do video shit too. So then
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, damn, what don't you do?
Well, obviously Planet Asia, Blue. I've heard of those guys, but there's other plenty of names I've never heard of, like that you work with. I'm like, wow, these guys are dope. Yeah, I'm like, even though I haven't heard of them, so. Wanted to back it up again how we first connected. You kind of mentioned it. So we're following each other in IG. Again, you knew I was doing reactions. You reached out to me, which was dope. You know what I mean? I always respect people that do that. And then I became a big fan of your project, Floral Pics. Again, one of my favorites this year. Um, yeah, and I wanted to ask you, like, you were willing to, I'll just put out there, like, pay me a small fee, like really peanuts, to do a reaction, but it turned into something more. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in time for an interview. I'm promoting your music now and stuff. A lot of artists won't even like open their wallet at all. You know what I'm saying? Is that something that you do regularly? Like you see the benefit of like just giving a little to get something in return, or is
So I
that part
saw
of your
you,
mantra?
so I saw you interviewing Snotty, and I thought that
Right.
was dope. And his project, I forget what it was, the last one that he
Blue
dropped, but that
carpet.
that was really dope. And I was looking at your platform because I think you had interviewed the homie Body Bag Ben like a while ago, and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah. You
you
saw that
reached
one?
out to
Okay.
me to
Okay.
check it out, and then I added you from there. So I've been seeing your interviews here and there. But to be honest, nah, man, I'm not just gonna pay anybody. But
Yeah, yeah.
like I saw, I think you were off. You asked me for like, whatever the fee was, and it wasn't a lot. So I was
Yeah,
all,
yeah,
you know what? I'll pay just to have you listen to my song because
yeah.
at the end of the day, I see value in your platform. But
Thank you,
like to
man.
be honest,
Appreciate you.
yeah, no worries. But like features, all that shit, man, I'm done paying, bro. Especially
Yeah, yeah,
like all the motherfuckers that I work with on the consistent basis. Now, maybe I'll do a trade or something, like with a video or something
yeah,
like that, or maybe some engineering, something like that. But I kind
yeah,
of feel as though if you want to charge me for a feature and I feel we're roughly at the same level,
yeah,
I'll just see you in the future because I know eventually we're gonna get something in, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think honestly, I've seen there's some anomalies when people get features that it helps in certain respects, but often, honestly, it doesn't move the needle that much unless it's organic. You know what I mean? I feel like the
Yeah.
people can tell kind. I don't know if you agree, but uh,
Yeah, I mean, I've had a bunch of features and none of them have really done anything to move the needle. Yeah, songs have been streamed more,
right,
but I don't think that means anything, man. I think it's almost better to just do it organically
yeah.
and consistently just drop, and then people have a back catalog to get into when they finally tap into, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So look, I was dope you reached out again. Floral Pics. I gotta sit back and think of my top five albums of the people I've had on the show. It's up there in the top five for sure.
Oh, that's
Off
dope,
the
man.
top of my head,
Appreciate
man.
it.
So I saw you and your boy Hazard open for Ito and Fleelord in July. I get was that
Yeah.
in Oxnard or was that somewhere else in California?
No, no, that was in LA. I
Oh,
forget
okay.
the exact location, but yeah, it was like a famous venue. Like Ricky Valens had performed there. I think Elvis Presley. It's like an old school famous spot in LA, East LA.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so
Yeah.
when I interviewed him, he told me that he got a really good reception out there. It was a dope night. I thought I'd ask you from your eyes, how did that event go? And how was your performance and stuff, man? How did that go?
That was my first time meeting Ito. He was cool, just hella chill, laid back. Flea, I met Flea a couple times. Flea's always cool. We were just smoking a lot, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying? And
yeah,
I got paid to do the recap because those are my peoples from the underground hip hop blog. So I
yeah.
was running around, kept capturing footage and everything. Then it was my time to rock. We shut that shit down, me and the homie Has.
Nice,
And
nice.
then Jazzo the Juggernaut performed there too. XP was there, XP the Marksman. Um, yeah, man. There was a few others, and then it was Ito and Flea Lord. It was a good show, man. It was a good turnout. It was probably like maybe 250 to 300 people around there.
Got it. Got it. Nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice, nice. So just to touch on like current events, man, I got a lot of heat for my posts about the Nas Primo album. Some people agreed. I thought I'd ask you. I know you peeped it. What was your thoughts on the album? Do you care to share?
I'm a legend lover. Like I love Nas. I love
Yeah, me too.
Primo. Like I would be honored to work with either of them. Um, it's just some like there's a difference between saying that the beats weren't there or the bars weren't there. I just felt something was lacking, and I don't know what it was. Like the songs are cool. I probably gave them more props than a lot of other of my friends. I thought the
Yeah,
songs were cool. It just felt like something was lacking, you know. And I don't know if the project came off organic, you know, if a lot of love was put into it, or they just mixed it real quick and just threw it together.
yeah,
I don't, I don't know, man. But I listened to Conway's project, and I
yeah,
was going into it just thinking it was just going to be like some dark sounding shit. Which I told
yeah,
you, I think that I'm
yeah.
kind of over with just the same repetitive beats because it sound almost like how motherfuckers was making fun of trap and shit
Right.
like a couple years back. That's
Yeah,
why I feel the underground is right now. But
it's
I listened
going.
to this
Yeah,
Conway project, and I heard the single with Rock, and I heard just the single, just a snippet on my phone, and I was all like, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for this. You know what I'm saying? And I think he performed some joints at Rhymefest. I performed at Rhymefest. Conway was one of the headliners,
oh, nice.
and Raekwon and them. And he performed some of the joints, and they were just slower. And I was all like, I don't know. But I heard it from beginning to end. That is a
Me,
full fucking project, man. And
me
it's
too,
hit
man.
so many perspectives. And it's like that would have been dope if Nas would have, came into it with a perspective like that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I felt the production was a little more sweeping, not to compare. I thought the Nas film was a little uninspired. I already took a lot of heat for this, but yeah, I was thinking like if Nas rapped on production that was a little more in the vein of Conway's album, I would have been a little happier. But anyways, it is what it is. They're legends. Salute to them, man.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
man.
definitely thought some of
Yeah,
the verses were there. I just
yeah,
something was missing for me personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd still give it a cool score. Like on
yeah,
a car ride, I definitely put it on, but I think another thing that has shit so fucked up is there's so much music out there, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're a fan of Game. Like, I know a lot of people don't like
I
to hear
haven't
him
peeped new
talk.
stuff recently, not recently, to be
So
honest.
he just dropped a project with Gangsta Grills, and that
Okay.
project's really dope. Like on some underground shit. You know, he's
Yeah.
rapping. And I went back recently and I listened to Game's catalog, and I was like, man, if he just shut the fuck up, like people will probably rate him a lot higher because his catalog is crazy, man. If you listen
Yeah.
to album to album to album, mixtape to mixtape to mixtape, he raps, you know.
Is he an influence on you, being from the West Coast? I would guess a little bit, no?
So I listened to Game early on, but I wouldn't say he's an influence because we from different backgrounds, man. Like he's a
Okay.
blood, you know. I ain't from LA. I'm from Oxnard, which there's
Gotcha.
gang banging culture over here, but it's totally different than
Gotcha.
being LA, where it's like based off of neighborhoods and it's different politics. You know what I'm saying? But
Got it.
now that I'm thinking about it, maybe a little bit because I just never looked at him as like he would always be playing somewhere in the background or be like 300 bars or I really like that Mob Deep diss that he did with the Face of LA beat. He spazzed on that. Like all his disses, like I love his
Right.
disses.
Right.
He
Right.
did he dissed Meek Mill recently. I thought that, or not recently, I was like 10 years ago, but I thought it was dope. Um but I never really thought of him like a rapper, but like I said, I went back recently and I peeped his catalog and I was tripping out. I was all like, God
Yeah.
damn, it's
Yeah,
really dope.
you almost forgot. You know what it is, and like part of me, like I'm from Canada, I grew up near Toronto, so I don't know all these details, right? The geography like that, but just the lyrical density. He's got the West Coast flavor, but the lyrical density, like you're a lyricist to me too. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Yeah.
just a stylist, and that reminds me in certain ways of the game. Obviously, not a direct connection, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah,
I think the game even tries too hard to just make it seem West Coast because at the end of the day, if you really break down some of his songs, he just wants to rap, just be lyrical. You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
And Nas, speaking of Nas, he has said that that's one of his favorite, influences or artists growing up. So
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So regarding Oxnard, again, I'm from Canada. I don't know, all the intricacies of your state. First time I heard of Oxnard, California is when I interviewed Body Bag Ben. He told me that's where
yeah,
he's from. Um,
that's the
growing
homie.
up, growing up over here, obviously you hear a lot about Compton, etc. Don't recall hearing much about Oxford, and I might have missed the memo, but I know
Hmm.
there's a whole history there. Can you tell us what Oxnard represents in California in general and in hip hop? Can you break
Yeah,
it down
so
for us?
Oxnard, Cali used to be a relatively small town, a lot of fields, a lot of gangs at the time, just because it's a small community or whatever. Um, it's kind of gotten a little bit gentrified. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It's a totally different spot. The South, where I grew up at, and the East Side, Colonia, is probably pretty still active as far as like gang activity. The West Side too, a little bit, but for the most part, they're trying to dump money into it. But artists that you might have known that are from there, Anderson .Paak,
Oh, nice.
Madlib,
Right.
Metaphor, Declaim, aka Dudley Perkins, pretty much the Loot Pack, DJ Rome's,
Oh shit.
everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. Myself, Body Bag Ben. I mean, the list goes on, man. Kazi, used to be on Stone's Throw and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So yeah,
Did you tell me you came up with Body Bag Ben's name? Is that true?
yeah. So I was at a Guitar Center one time and I met Body Bag Ben.
Right.
And Body Bag Ben, I didn't know him at the time, but we just sparked up a conversation, and I told him what type of beat machine I had, and he was like, "Hey man, get my number or whatever." And I
Right.
randomly hit him like later on, and we got a couple convos first, but then he's like, "Hey man, come over and check this out. I actually got that machine."
Right.
So I went over to his crib. He had to show me a couple beats or whatever, and he was all like, "Oh man, here, rap to this." So I started writing or whatever, and I think one of my first raps was like "Body Bag Ben," like just saying, this is a body bag.
How,
But
how,
then he
how
took
long
that.
how long ago was this?
2017,
Got it,
2018.
got it, got it.
Yeah, it's when because he had done like cuts and scratches before,
Right.
but he had stopped for a long period of time. He was in like a hardcore band too, which I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
he told
remember
you
him
about.
telling me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but he had stopped for like a long time, and then he wanted to get back into it, and then he got back into it. He was hella serious, and I didn't know that at the time. I just thought, because a lot of people be telling you shit like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," but he went straight to it and got busy, and then he took that because I think he was just going by Ben. I was like, "What's your rap name?" He was like, "Oh, Ben," you know,
Right, right,
and
right, right,
and then I was all like, "That's crazy," because I mean, that's like kind of Benny the Butcher, like maybe come
right.
up with something different. But he
Yeah,
just ran with Body Bag Ben, and I think his tag Body Bag is me saying that shit from the first record is just slowed down.
right.
I need to ask him that shit, but I think it is.
That's a dope name. So he produced Chino XL's last album before he passed. Rest in peace, Chino. I went through your
Yeah,
timeline on IG. I see you have like a photo with Chino and stuff. Were you guys homies at all? Like,
yeah.
were you guys
Through through
friends?
through through Body Bag, man. I've met Chino a couple times prior to that, but through Body Bag, we got more of a close relationship. Every time I would see him at a show or something, he hella cool. I saw him at the Happiness of Pursuit Festival out there in man, I can't even think of the city. But a couple times he would pull me backstage, be chilling and everything. That shit hit all of us, man. Like we had no
Yeah.
idea. Um, every time you would see Chino, he would always be smiles, always be good spirits. It's kind of I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I could sense energy, and
Yeah, for
sometimes
sure.
so, sometimes he would have that smile on, but it's just he would seem tired. Like
Yeah.
when you smiling, but you just seem tired and be like, oh, maybe he just doesn't even want to do this shit or whatever. But um, that hit all of us, man. Really fucked Ben up. It really fucked. I know there's a lot of controversy, but it fucked him 80 up at the time. All his kids, from what I heard, his daughter found him. So
Oh
is
wow.
is a really fucked up situation. What's really fucked up is like how he was doing this project. Have you listened to it?
I caught snippets of it. I didn't listen to front to back though. That's
Listen to
new.
that first track, man. That track is literally like it puts you in the vibes. Like I can only imagine what his daughter saw, but he had a
Okay.
lot of he
I'm
had a
gonna
lot
go
of pain.
back after this for sure.
Yeah, he had a lot of pain that he was dealing with. Apparently, RIP to the homie.
Yeah, man. Yeah. If you've dealt with depression, you could probably pick up on it, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. So thought I'd ask you about growing up. Did you always live in Oxford? Actually, did you say you're not originally from there? Did you move around a lot or
So I was born in Harbor City. I've never even been back there, but I was born there. My parents used to stay kind of by the Crenshaw district, you know what I'm saying? But
got it?
when I was younger, that was around the crack area, so they moved the fuck up out of there. And we came up to Oxnard. It's like an hour north of LA. And I've been here, but I stayed in Atlanta for a little bit. I was in Vegas for about 3 years, and then my daughter was still over here, so I came back to be in her life because her mom at the time pretty much cut off all communication. So
Got it. Got it. Got it.
yeah,
Yeah, you talk about pretty deep stuff in your music too, man. If you're listening, yeah.
yeah.
Um, do you do you remember the first song you ever heard, hip hop song you ever heard growing up, or was it just all around you? You wouldn't be able to recall.
Man, it had to be something probably. I'm trying to think, man, because I get asked this question a lot, and then I'll
Do you?
answer, and then well, when I'm on like a platform like this, I get asked this question a lot, and sometimes I'll say something, and then sometimes I'll be like, "Nah, it was this." Um, I feel like man, I really can't even. I'm drawing a blank right now, man. But I know songs that impacted me. Um, were like when I first heard Ghetto Boys Mind Playing Tricks on Me.
Oh, yeah.
That shit just felt different from the beat to the vibe of the song, the video.
Right. Right.
The first time I heard Snoop Dogg was pretty crazy for me.
Yeah.
Because nothing was out at that time like that for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The Chronic, of course. Ice Cube. A lot of people think Ice Cube's just an actor. Back then, Ice Cube was that guy. At least over here, I don't know how the rest of the country or the world saw it,
Oh yeah, he
but
was that guy over here too. Over
just
here in Canada too. Yeah,
just
for
the
the
East Coast production and everything. I mean, it was
yeah,
just raw gangster shit. But I mean, I would say probably Ice Cube influenced me growing up a lot
right.
because I thought those were just hip hop beats. I didn't know that's an East Coast sound. I thought
Yeah.
that was just hip hop. So
Yeah.
growing up, I look at shit like that. I'm like, oh, that's just hip hop. But then motherfuckers are like, nah, that's East Coast, and I get it now because the X Clan, all that shit. So, but
Yeah. So, gonna get a little philosophical here. I feel like artists, they always have a certain thing they fall back or they refer to in their music or something that shapes their music. Are there any life events that you actually think shaped your music, the way you approach your music? I know it's probably kind of a deep question, but is there something that makes your music tick because of the way you grew up?
I'm trying to unlearn that shit, I guess, because I'm older, but just being in the streets, bro. Just being in
Right,
the streets and experiencing how I grew up. And when I got into music, I kind of got into music late. So when I got into music, the things that would inspire me were the things that were going on in my life and everything. And
right.
it would give me a rush to put it in rhyme form. And it still gives me a rush now. But it's like, um, Conway even proved that, like you gotta elevate. So I'm trying to figure out how to say different things in a way that excites me, like, that period in my life when I first started.
Right, right. I might have saw you doing like community work and stuff. Is that a regular thing for you to do?
When
I know I
which
saw
one?
some video of you out at Oxnard doing some like turkey drive or some stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
so
Is
so
that
that
a
was
regular thing for you? Or
yeah, so that was the homie Paul. He got shot. I feel like he got shot in 2005. I might be wrong, but he's paralyzed from the neck down. But he comes together with these community leaders, and I think this is his fifth year on doing turkey drives, and it's in the South where I'm from.
right?
So I was like, man, I'll definitely come by, support, film, whatever, throw a video together, anything I could do to give back, because I've been wanting to give back to the community, but it's just like having a bunch of kids yourself. I know you know how
Yeah,
difficult that is moving around.
yeah,
I'm blessed to be able to live off of music, whether it is not necessarily rhyming, but like with the video shit or engineering. Like
yeah.
it definitely pays a lot of the bills, but that shit is spent like that. So
So you're full time on music. If that's the case, you're part of a small percentage, man. However you
yeah,
get it in music, it's impressive, man. So
yeah.
salute, man.
I tell everybody, man, it may not always be the flashiest, but you're doing what you love. If you're
Yeah,
doing what you love, all you could do is be appreciative and be
yeah.
happy.
So I've heard you say that sometimes you feel you might have entered the game too late. I've heard you say that before. You care to elaborate on that?
Yeah, man. When I first got my beat machine, I was at a Guitar Center, and I was just trying to get Fruity Loops. Just I wanted to just smoke a little weed, get high.
Right,
And the dude there had told me, don't get Fruit Loops, get Pro Tools, because then you could record yourself and others. And I thought about it or whatever. This is when Pro Tools still had like a little inbox that you had to record with. It was proprietary. I grabbed that. It's tried to fuck around with making beats. I didn't know anything. This is really before like people were looking on YouTube like that. There was nothing. Got like a Pro Tools magazine. I was trying to figure it out. I just figured out how to record, but I couldn't
right.
really figure out how to make beats.
Yeah,
Didn't fuck with that shit for like a year. That was like maybe 2010. And then 2011, I kind of started fucking with it a little bit more. And then my homie Preem, he's produced for like Ghostface and Raekwon, different people. But he told me get a machine. So I got a Native Instruments machine, and that changed everything. And from there, I kind of started making a lot of beats. And I did a project that's it's not online or anything, but a lot of people local from here. I did mashups with like actual real artists like Scarface or Tupac, and put them on a song with somebody local over my beats. and I got like a lot of acclaim. And I had one song that I did like that I got on, and people really loved that. So
Mm,
then I was all, you know what, I'm gonna do a solo project next. And I did a solo project and just kept going and kept going. But when I started actually rhyming, I was like 29.
right. So you
Yeah.
didn't want to do this all along. It just hit you later in life?
I never thought I was gonna rap, man, at all.
Got it. Right, right,
Yeah, like
right.
to be honest, always wanted to be a concept artist for like video games or movies, man. I just thought that would be
Yeah,
dope, just creating art. And good
yeah.
thing I didn't pick that shit, because I mean, look at the world now. All this
Yeah,
AI
yeah. I
shit.
wanted to do video game graphics. That shit didn't work out, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, old man 80s. How old are you, guy? He's asking. We don't have to get into that. But have your have
Old
your
enough.
uh have your expectations of music changed over the years in terms of being an artist? Like, are you thinking sky's the limit, or are you more pragmatic in how you think about music? Like what's your outlook as an
Man,
artist?
you got to be kind of a dreamer to just get some stuff done. But at the moment, man, especially having a newborn, my whole basis is just on providing and
Yeah,
making sure the bills are paid.
yeah,
So it's kind of hard, man, having a kid later, and especially being involved in music like this. It makes a lot of things difficult. But like I said, I'm appreciative for everything that I have, bro,
yeah,
because I'm doing what I want on my terms. A lot of the people that I looked up to before, they have
yeah.
a mutual respect for me where we're on a peer level now, or even
Nice.
some consider me friends. So I think it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
I don't know if
So,
that answered your question.
yeah, yeah. No, no, that,
Yeah.
that that that's a fair answer, man. So, how did you get into video? Like, is video something you wanted to do, or that's also just something you stumbled into?
That's the biggest accident that I probably could have even had or even asked for. A director that was gonna direct one of my first videos, he was just taking his time, and it's a homie, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
just kind of taking his time on it, and I was making money, doing what I was doing at the time,
yeah,
and I knew what type of camera he had. And my boy, he's like kind of a tech dweeb or whatever, which is funny because I ended up becoming that because he torrented this thing called uTorrent on my shit, and then he downloaded like a version of Final Cut. He was all, you could just use this to edit or whatever. So I was using that. I knew what type of camera he had, and it was just kind of like learning. Like back in high school, I took a videography AV class, but I
right.
never thought I would do anything with it. And by
Yeah,
that time, technology had totally changed to like, all digital because before it was tapes.
right.
So, yeah, man, it's just time and time again. And, growing up, I was really involved in like skate culture. So I always wanted to kind of edit a skate video. So I took at first an early approach on like videos to like how a skate video would be, and
Right,
then I kind of fell in love with just taking photos and video. At first I was looking at it as like, oh, I could do this and I could do content, and then I thought I could make money off of this, but then I kind of fell in love with it, man. It's like the art of storytelling.
it's interesting how everything is transferable. You know what I mean? Everything in life is transferable. It's interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Um, So, being you're a go-to director, videographer in the underground, from what I'm seeing, and you're really around the who's who in the underground, I'd say. Does it ever pose a challenge in how people view you being the video guy and the artist at the same time? Like for me, there was a point in time where maybe I was considering rapping again and doing interviews. I don't think it works, to be honest with you, but for you, how does that work out, and how do people perceive you doing both? How do
I
you
mean,
handle
I
both?
kind of take your perspective, to be honest, man. That's why I have my video page completely separate from my artist page.
Right,
And what I do is a lot of times when I'm dropping content for myself, I'll put that on the page,
right,
and I'll get a couple homies to share it or whatever. Or people will just, luckily, like I said, this year has been a blessing because a lot of people have reached out to me word of mouth. Blue reached out to me and he said that he wanted me to meet some dude named Earl Eats, and this dude's from Canada too, but he stays in New York
okay,
at the moment.
right,
And that dude is a big client of mine. He's about his bread, about his money, and He's been getting a lot of work done. Um, Different people have just been reaching out, so I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Oh,
What's
but
the big
to answer your question, the way that I feel about it is I keep that shit separate, man. Just
bud?
because I feel like sometimes when you're the artist, people are expecting deals. You know what I mean? Or they don't
Yeah,
take you serious, or they
yeah,
might even view you as a threat. But
yeah,
I look at it the opposite, man. I look at it as like if I'm the artist, I definitely know how an artist should look on video. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So I treat this shit super serious. So
yeah,
to
yeah,
any
yeah.
of the artists watching this right now, you want to reach out to me, I can edit footage remotely. So reach out to me. We could work something out.
The way I feel, and I already let go of rhyming, like I'm good, but like it's like when you're in a artist mode, you're trying to bring the best out of yourself. When you're interviewing people, you're trying to bring the best out of the other person. And those two things, in my mind, are like two different things. You know what I'm saying? So,
You
but
got to
maybe it's
put your
just
ego to the side, definitely.
it's how you compartmentalize it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't compartmentalize it. So, yeah,
I think, man, if you rhyme though, you'll probably never give that shit up, bro. Because I've heard,
maybe I'll be back. Who knows?
I've heard some of your stuff, bro. You're not whack. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I think if you have that urge to just rhyme, you're gonna rhyme, bro. And if you recorded shit before, you'll probably record
I,
something again.
I'll tell you what it is that I know how much goes into it. I know how much work you got to put in just to get an inch or a mile. And like, it's not just about putting out a rhyme. You know what I'm saying? And I cannot justify putting in the time knowing I'm not going to go all the way. You know what I'm saying? That's where my mind is at, anyways. But who knows?
True, but to,
Never say never. You know what I'm saying? So,
adding on top of that, the homie Hazard, when he got out of prison, I met him 2014 or whatever.
right,
Maybe a year or two later, he's, he had like maybe 700 followers. He started just putting this shit up. The first one he did, he really had I mean, he has a 40 for all of them, but he was really faded on the first one, and he just spit like a freestyle of some shit that he never put on a song or whatever. It was like 2 minutes or whatever. And
right.
then he started doing this shit called buzz bars, where he would just rhyme every Friday to some random beat and no traction. Still 700 followers, whatever. I'd be sharing, other people be sharing. Maybe 2 years down the line, he hits me up. He's all like, "Hey, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna make a TikTok." And we were talking shit about it, like, oh
Yeah,
fuck, that shit's so stupid and gay and this and
yeah,
that. But he made a TikTok. He hit me up the next day. He's all, "Hey man, check this shit out."
right,
His first one that he did, the Buzz Bars, the 2 minute one where he's really
right,
faded,
right.
that blew him up, and I guess a whole bunch of influencers shared it. This
Wow.
motherfucker's I think at like 400,000 subscribers on TikTok. And since then, it's just gave him a platform on IG. It's transferred over,
Yeah,
and he's got a sponsorship with cookies. He's met just different people. You know what I'm saying?
right, right,
And
right,
it's all from just being consistent, man. Because he hasn't stopped in 5 years. Every Friday he's dropped just a 16, maybe a 24. But it's
right.
consistency, man. If you're consistent with whatever you do, you don't got to take the craziest effort. But if you're consistent, eventually people are going to catch up. And if there's a back catalog to go back through, it only
Yeah.
blows you up that much
I
more.
I definitely put in time in the craft over the years for sure, on and off. But one thing I'll say is like when I was really in it, every time I heard another person rapping, like two songs in, I'm deconstructing everything they're doing in the patterns. Then I'm going back to my shit. Just enjoying the music as a fan again. Like the shit is kind of special again. You know what I mean? So,
I know what
anyways,
you mean. Yeah.
I might come back to it, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, so what's the biggest gig you ever shot video for, man? Like, is there like a biggest gig that stands out in your mind, or that you did video work for?
Like you mean the biggest budget or just biggest gig?
I don't know. Just something memorable, man. Like something. Give me a couple of the most notable gigs you had, man, video wise.
Um, I mean, just being at Rhymefest because that was just a dope lineup. You know what I'm saying? And I performed, but
Right.
I was also there filming for the homie Hazard. That was just dope to just be around and mingling with everybody. And like I've never really been backstage and
Right.
seeing Wu-Tang rock. That was just
Right.
cool. Well,
Nice.
not Wu-Tang, but Ghost and Ray. And shit, when Blue hit me up to shoot that video for him and Earl Eats, they he paid me up front and he was all like, I want you to book the Pure Space. I want you to get the models. Or he's all, I want you to write a storyboard for this. And I pitched the storyboard. I pitched 5 stories to him. He picked one. And then I was all like, we need some models. We need a Pure Space. He was all like, I need you to book this. I need you to book that. I'll pay you extra for that when we get there. And it came all the way through. I'll show you it. I don't know if I shared it to you, but it came out dope, man. It was really dope, and that got me excited more or less to like want to shoot more movie type shit, like small cinema films or something.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. And your side note, your label Money Tree, that's your label.
The Money Tree, yeah,
You want to tell us a little bit about the label?
yeah. So me and the homies, that's Crooked One, Jay Renzo, it's X Music, but essentially the Money Tree is same hustle, different branches. So all of us we all rap, but we all do different things, whether it's videography, whether it's A&R, and whether it's producing, you know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. Manipulator. The other my cousin, the other Ford, he's produced for like Flea and different people, you know what I'm saying? But that's the collective.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So from what I see, like you're rubbing shoulders with a lot of different, like I guess, like hip hop royalty in the game. I did watch your previous interview, and you ran into Will I Am and shit. I just have this
Yeah.
impression that you're running in to people, man. Are there any, like, what are the most memorable names like you ran into this year? Like any interesting interactions? Because you
Probably the
seem to be
most
right in the middle of shit, man. So
not only did I run into Will I Am there, I talked to Sway, Exhibit.
right,
Yeah, man, who else? This year. Um I would say that's the crazy, like Will I Am, because he has a whole compound. I don't know if you know about this,
no,
but that's Black Eyed Peas money. But he's got a whole block in LA, not a building, a whole
yeah,
block of buildings, and it's like a
yeah.
compound, and they do marketing and different things there. So got invited out. It's like a whole little lounge performance area or whatever. And Will got up there, and he was all like, "Yeah, so think the video is done." But if it's not done, so if you guys want to add anything onto it or any type of advice or anything, we're open to criticism. He puts on the video, bro. Everybody goes crazy. And this is for Tosh of the Alcoholics. It's a remix of his song "Attention Is a Drug," and
Okay,
it was featuring Defari, King T, Will I Am. I feel like Exhibits on there too. Sway was in the video, but it's fucking crazy. That was the craziest use of AI that I've seen. But yeah, just being able to talk to him, pick his brain for a little bit, talk to the director. The director was super just humble. He was all like, "Nah, Will had most of the input on this video." I was all like, "Dang, it's just crazy, bro." You know.
did he drop any gems on you in terms of
Um.
how to navigate things, whether it's video or just as an artist, anything?
So with that, like I said, in that other interview, I think I said I don't really like to, that was my first time meeting him. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
tell him that I'm a fucking rapper or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
just got invited out,
That makes
but
sense. Yeah, yeah,
he was hella cool. It's his compound, so if you're
yeah.
in there, there's a reason you're there. So he was hella cool. I was just, giving him props on the video. I was asking him which type of software he used. A lot
Got
of
it,
the
got it.
scenes they have like a crazy LED 360 room or whatever. He was telling me they shot that up there. But yeah, man, that was a fucking experience, and it was just dope to see somebody so successful be so humble too.
Yeah, yeah. So, I've had only a few guests from Cali on my show. Most of my guests, I think it's safe to say, are from the East Coast underground type thing. You mentioned to me that the East Coast scene has been slower to acclimate to what you're doing. Any thoughts on that? You care to kind of share that observation, if I got it right?
You talking about the sound?
Yeah, the sound. Like I remember like on my page when I posted your stuff, like I don't know that all my following knew who you were, and then we sort of talked about it, and I think you mentioned like obviously you're based in the West Coast, so more of your fan base is there. But have you had any challenges gaining East Coast listeners while you're doing? I don't know if you care to even gain them, but
Yeah,
anything,
I care to gain anybody that wants to listen to me, listen to
right?
my story. It's a West Coast perspective, so
Yeah,
maybe it doesn't correlate to a lot of things East Coast. But what I was getting at with the sound, that's cool for y'all, just like it's cool for niggas over here to just rock, West Coast beats, which I don't even consider them West Coast beats because I'm old enough to remember when those were like party club bay beats. You know what I'm saying? But that's the West Coast sound right now, thanks to like Kendrick and Shoreline Mafia, OGZ, all these type of people, YG. You know what I'm saying? But people just do that same shit over and over again. You could be known for that, but me
yeah,
personally, there's too much dope production out here to just be on the same shit. So that's what I
yeah.
was getting at. And
Got it.
maybe I haven't found my sound because I'm pigeontoling myself from, stepping outside the box. So that's why I like with this new project, maybe some people even be disappointed because it has more of an East Coast dark vibe on the last one. But this one, I kind of switched it up a little bit. There's some old school West in there. There's some new school West in there. There's some soul shit. There's some East Coast sounding shit. Some, vibey shit. So
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make
yeah.
the evolution of the Ghost project because I'm thinking maybe I'm even gonna start branding this more like the whole Ghosts and Goblins. It's a dope concept. So my concept behind that, and sorry to get off subject,
No,
is
no,
more or
that
less,
that was up next on my agenda. So go ahead, man. Go ahead.
yeah. The ghost is kind of like all the people that are, slept on, whether it be in the underground, whether it be motherfuckers that are in prison and people
Right.
forget about them. Not necessarily dead, but then the goblins are the people that are out here in the streets that are just being active, the demons and shit. So it's kind of like a duality in a sense.
So the title of the new project it dropped late November, right? Like a few weeks ago, right?
So I was waiting on a couple features and they didn't come through for me. But at the same time, I'm not mad at all because like I said, I don't pay for features. But they had just said, "Oh, yo, let me get to it. Let me get to it." But I reached back out. I'm like, "Hey, man, it's not even a big deal. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's just keep it going. I'm gonna drop the project no matter what, though."
Right, right. So it's called Ghosts and Goblins on LSD II. I would say it's got like dope subterranean sounds. You could say it's East Coast inspired almost, right?
Yeah,
To what you're saying, grungy sounds. And you got mixed producers on that one, including yourself. Do you want to shout out the producers?
yeah, definitely. Ilian Roswell produced a lot of the raw shit on there. That's like I said, that's my boy. He's in Virginia right now. Um, he's worked with like Knots and he's produced for West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher. He's a dope ass motherfucker. He knows J.R. Swift, right? I said it
Right.
right.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that's his boy or whatever. But yeah, man, he's just a talented producer. To be honest, bro, like I trip out how I know so many talented people that the world just doesn't know about. But it inspires me to keep going to actually see in fruition, to see people get light, whether it's myself, whether it's him, whether it's somebody. But he's a talented producer on there. My boy Graphwise, that's the dude that produced the record for me last year that landed me on NBA 2K24.
oh nice,
Um,
nice.
I feel like I'm leaving somebody else off of there. I can't think. It was Grin. He's from Slovenia. He reached out to me like maybe a year and a half ago, and this motherfucker shot me like 500 beats, and he still just continues to just flood me with beats. Just a lot of them are really dark Griselda sounding or just like drumless. But when somebody fucks with you that tough that they just constantly send you heat, I just
Yeah.
gotta use it, man. I feel like that's such a disservice to somebody that believes in you so
Yeah,
much. You know what I'm saying?
you got to work with the people that are motivated to work with you. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
So Body Bag entered the building. Thanks for joining. It in
What up,
terms
Ben?
of features, you got Hazard, King Harris. These are some regular names I'm seeing in your catalog.
Yeah.
Features Omega Nova, Stars Coleman, Tri-State, Dope Project. And even the first one, there's ghouls and goblins samples in there, right? Or super
hmm
ghouls and ghosts, there's samples in there and shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a gamer?
I'm a gamer, yeah, for the most part. I don't got as much time as I want to game. Like, it would be
Yeah.
dope if I had, like, my back catalog to catch up on shit is crazy, bro. I was thinking in my head, I'll finish that one day, probably not. But, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
like sitting down and just clearing my mind. And I have to do something when I clear my
Yeah.
mind. I can't just be still meditate. Maybe I need to work on that more, but I gotta challenge myself. Like, I love fighting games.
Yeah.
Um, some sports games, like old school platformers, you know what I'm saying? Like Ninja Gaiden and shit like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
just got the new one on Xbox. It's dope.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
sold my Super Nintendo and bought it back like three times, bro. So definitely I
yeah.
used to be heavy into that. But those games are fucking impossible, man. Like you get motivated every once in a while to play Ghosts and Goblins, and like after the first three levels, like you're done, you're
It's
toast, man.
crazy. And they got a remake on I mean, I don't know if it's on PlayStation, but they got it on Xbox. And
Right.
I think it's called Ghosts and Goblins Resurrected, and that shit's crazy hard, but it's updated graphics. It looks dope.
Got it, man. So I feel like all your projects move in a different direction sonically. Do you agree with that? And do you get bored easily, or and what do you see as the pros and cons? Because I really do feel like you do whatever you want, sort of sonically. Uh,
Yeah. Maybe because I mix a lot of my shit. I kind of just go with whatever's recorded and just throw it together and make it work. So
right.
some shit may not even sound like it goes together, but I'll mix it in a way or track it to where it goes just because I have a lot of raps, but like laying them down, you still got to mix the shit. Um, just as a benefit, like I said, from back in the day, I learned how to mix. So I just keep it going like that. But I think the benefits of say phrase it
Yeah,
again.
just like you change up your soundscape. I feel like every project to some like
I
degree,
I
like
I I
you
feel like
zigzag on your sounds. Do you agree or no?
yeah, I feel like the benefit is throwing shit wherever and whatever sticks sticks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, I just don't want to be pigeonholed into a sound. But
got it.
the downside to that is you don't have a sound more or less. You know what I'm saying? Maybe
Yeah,
a lot of people can't relate or know what to expect with you because you haven't built up that trust and sound that they're all like, oh, if I put on this Mar 40 project, I'm gonna get this. It might be some shit that I don't necessarily fuck with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
yeah,
aware of that. But I
yeah.
like to think everything that I get on slaps in some type of way. So maybe it
Definitely,
may not be your
definitely.
cup of tea, but it'll definitely slap. I've tried to pinpoint sonically where I think these are the dope beats, but
I I
everybody's
per
everybody.
I personally like variety. Like I can't listen to the same thing too much. But like I think of artists like Danielson that are very much they have a sound, they have an approach. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And sometimes I think what are the pros and cons, you know? So I just thought I'd ask you, but yeah.
That's funny you
Um
said that, man. I feel like Danielson early on, I don't know if it's his voice or what, but I feel like homie just knew his sound before he knew it. Like from the early shit with Giallo to
yeah.
to him and Future Wave working, and they dialed in perfectly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a gift if you could stumble across it. I'm sure there's pros and cons too, you know what I mean? But yeah,
It makes me wonder
it's
what he would
interesting.
sound like on like different production, which I've heard because he's dropped projects with different production.
Yeah.
But if he got
Yeah.
on like some West Coast shit, what would that sound like? If he got
Yeah.
on like some trap shit, but it was slow to where you could rap normal, like what
Yeah.
would that sound like? You know what I'm saying?
I interviewed him. He's dabbled in shit that we'll probably never hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
But
get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So floral pics, man. So this is like how I discovered you through that project. Again, this project I've had the most time with of all your projects, and I went through pretty much all your Spotify, some of your Bandcamp. One of my favorite projects this year. I'm thinking top five. I got to sit back and think about it. But
That's a
um,
crazy honor, bro. For real.
nah, man, honor is mine. So to me, this is classic West Coast vibes. I don't know if you agree. Shit you could ride to. How did that one do for you?
That did really well, man. Looking back on it, I didn't know people were gonna take it that way, but that was one of the projects where I was all like, I got different shit on here. The fan base that I've acquired through platforms like Paka, Insomniac Mag, Underground Hip Hop Blog, they're probably not gonna be feeling that. On the contrary, a lot of people really fuck with that project and said that was my best one. So looking back on it, I kind of wish, because I've released most of my vinyls independently, but I kind of wish I would have teamed up with like a Frank's Vinyl or a Copenhagen Crates and do
Right.
like a collab, just to have a platform to where it gets out more. Even maybe shop it to fucking Fat Beats or something, but that's neither here nor there now. It's like I could make another one, but organically at that time and for the songs that I had on there, that's one thing that I wish I would have probably realized what I had.
Right, right. Have you been in talks with labels at all? I mean, with you got a lot of dope releases, man. Your catalog is pretty heavy, man. With dope releases, have you been in contact at all with like labels or?
The last time I talked to Copenhagen, he had just said he was busy. And you know what? That might have been for Floral Pics, but it was earlier on. It wasn't when it was done.
Right, right,
And
right.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just drop this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as anybody else, I've had meetings in the past before, but things change, and the music industry is like in a really weird spot right now. So, you know what? I'm actually in talks with doing a project for a label right now where they would completely own it and they would
Mm,
just shoot me in advance. But I don't know if I'm gonna take that. But
got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Um, so yeah, you had mixed producers on that one as well. Do you want to shout out the producers?
yeah, man, you put me on the spot because I don't got my computer open.
Oh, it's all good. I know you produced a couple too, right?
Yeah,
With
I
Gamma.
produce. I know I produced Remorse with Scar, which is the video that I sent you, and then I produced the joint with Truly Goonie. He's from up north. He's a young kid from up north. And then
Okay.
Cosmo, that's Burner's producer, but he raps too. And I've known him from way back in the day because I was just a fan of his production. And then this is when Instagram was still early. And he just added me. We've gotten on songs before, but I was all like, man, I sampled a fucking Pilot Wings, the video game. I don't
Oh,
know if you,
did you? I
yeah,
yeah. I don't remember the music being that dope, man. So that's interesting.
I added some sauce to it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right. Obviously, yeah.
when I heard that, because I was just like on YouTube, and sometimes I'll clean the house and I'll put on random shit that I could sample. So I put on like a video game track list, and that
Right.
that that came up. I don't want to say what song it is. I'll send it to you. But that
Right.
came up, and I was all, you could rap to this shit with no drums. Like this shit is crazy.
Pilot Wings. Holy shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I flipped that, and then I sent it out to Truly Goonie. I was all, this is some pimp Larry June shit. You know what I'm saying? And then I sent it to Cosmo. He blessed that. I think Ilian was on there too. I think DJ Manipulator was on that one. Grin was definitely on there. Uh, my bad if I'm forgetting anybody off top. That's the other Ford. He produced the first track with King Akeem. That record's dope. Who else? Yeah, man. I don't want to butcher anybody, but yeah.
It's all good. We could check the credits after, man. So, in terms of features, MCs, you had King Keem, if I got it right. It's
Yep.
Music, Young Scar, Hazard, Truly Goonie, Cosmo, the Usay. Is that how you say
The the Oos.
the Us, In Zone,
Yeah.
and Blue? Again, a lot of names that I personally never heard of, but they all sound dope on the track. And then you got Blue on there as well. How did the Blue feature come together?
I forget if I met Blue through Metaphor or if I think I met Blue through Metaphor. And we were just chilling. And then I shot a video one time through XP because he introduced me to DJ D Styles of the Beat Junkies.
Right.
Yeah, and then I think I did a video for Razkaz and Blue. Or you know what? Video I did a video for Substance 810. Is it 810? Or
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know if you know who I'm
810,
talking
yeah,
about.
810,
Yeah,
810, yeah,
yeah, 810 and then J Royale. And then they
right,
liked that video so much that they reached back out and they did a video for Razkaz and Blue. And I think that's where we kind of really connected, you know. And then I would see them at different events or whatever. So then I just reached out one time and I reached out was it that one? I think it was the project or two before. I think it was Death Notes and 33rd I reached out. And I reached out for a song. It was called Idle Time. And I got them on that. And then this song that was produced by Spec. That was the other producer. And it's called Cali Kids. And I was at the gym and I just had the verse. The homie X came by and laid his verse. And I don't know why. I just get inspired sometimes when I'm walking or I'm doing something physical. And I just reached out to Blue. I was like, hey, it's a song I think you might like. I'm going to send it to you. And he
right.
was all, I'm going on tour tomorrow, but send it to me. And I was like, fuck it, you know. And I sent it to him. The
Wow,
next day I had a verse back.
nice, 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 man. Before I forget, I wanted to ask you, what is that trippy cover and title about? Floral Pics, trippy cover, man. What was that about?
So there's a dope graphic artist named I'm a butcher his name because I'm almost like dyslexic when I read shit on Instagram. It doesn't really register to me what names are, but I think it's Nandeko. He's out of Japan, and he's done album art for me in the past before, but he had done that a while ago, and I just never used it. And I had said I think in Death Notes and 33rd in a track something about Floral Pics, which is like I got different meanings for it, but I forget the way that I used it. But something told me that maybe I should name a project like that, you know? And that was, it had a rose already in it, you know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was a dope piece of art. So a lot of times I name my projects weird ass names that are dope and I come up with a
Right,
concept for them. But a lot of times I don't even feel like I need to come up with a concept to them
fair
because
enough. Yeah,
it's art, you know what I'm saying? And I want people to interpret it as art, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
look at this picture, interpret the music however you're going to interpret it, but this is the vibe, you know what I mean?
Right, right. I thought maybe it had to do with weed or something like that. I wasn't sure about, but
Sure.
yeah. There we go. There we go, man. So look, we'll get to the part that I'm really looking forward to talking about, man. AI, because again, I think you're on as far as the underground goes for sure. I think you're leading the way from what I'm seeing, from who I'm following. So obviously, AI's exploded the last couple of years, and it's crazy how fast people have embraced it. How have your thoughts of AI changed over the last year or two from like when it first started becoming a thing to where we are now?
It's gotten worse, bro. You
Worse.
know,
Okay.
as much of as it is a tool, I'm seeing a lot of the negative sides of it. You know what I'm saying? And just not, if we're not even talking about like video and stuff like that, just corporations using that, so many people within probably the next 3 to 5 years are gonna lose their job, bro. And
Oh yeah.
I don't I don't know what
Forget
that means for
using, just corporate work for sure. Yeah.
I don't know what that means for the world, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you replace all the truckers because AI will be able to deliver and drive things. If not drive, then they'll be able to fly drones, which they're already doing right now with like Amazon and stuff.
Yeah.
Amazon completely will wipe away everybody in the warehouse and replace them with robots that could be way more efficient and not only from the conveyor belt level or just packing, but to doing statistics and everything like that. So you're removing all these jobs, maybe have a couple of technicians that can check up on that stuff.
Yeah.
Where are all these people going to work at? You're replacing restaurants with robotic AI now.
I
I mean,
I heard the president or whatever of Nvidia, I forget his name, who does those chips that they're using for AI.
yeah,
He's
NVIDIA
like,
chips.
if your job is doing a task, if your job is task oriented, it's gonna get taken over. And a lot of people are just doing tasks like that. That's their work. You know what I'm saying? Executing a task, not thinking so much, thinking through problems, but executing a task, and that's concerning for sure. You know what I mean? For all
So
its
what do you
efficiency.
what do you do? You know what I mean? I mean, there's
Yeah,
millions of people out there that are going to be affected by this. The benefits of using it, I just look at it like this, man. A lot of people, I knew a lot of DJs that would talk shit about Serato. You know, back in the day, they would be like, "Oh, you're not a real DJ if you don't spin vinyl." And then I heard it with, beat producers. They're all like, "You're not a real producer if you have to make beats on Pro Tools or Fruity Loops." And
yeah,
now everybody's doing everything like digitally. So I look at it
yeah.
as like a tool. If you don't embrace yourself fully in this tool and understand
Right,
it, understand what you can do with it, incorporate it with whatever else you're using, you're behind. And
right.
as as depressed and upset as I was at first when I saw it, because I'm gonna be honest, bro, I wanted to stop doing music. I wanted to stop doing video. I just took a break for a little bit. But then I was like,
Because of AI, or just generally speaking.
yeah, man, because I saw the writing on the wall. Like
Right,
I told people about Sora 3 years ago when I found out about it, and people were
right.
just like, whatever, you know,
Yeah,
whatever. And seeing the stuff that Suno could do, or Udio, like create like complete songs and everything like that,
yeah,
is really disheartening. But you got to look at it like this: at the end of the day, it's here. It's not going away. It's a tool. I still think and believe that people will gravitate to what people could do for you. And you
yeah,
still need an artistic eye to be able to see some shit through. Because I've seen some people use some shit and it looks like AI. I'm trying to get better with this shit to where it doesn't necessarily look like AI. Um, it's challenging. Some people might think it's easy. You got to put time into it. You got to generate. You got to track shit. You got to move it. I throw in a little
yeah.
After Effects sometimes. So, you know,
Yeah. Well, for me, just on principle, like I've accepted that like people are going to use AI to add touches to their video, to their artwork, and it empowers some artists, takes away from others that would have created that stuff. But in
yeah.
terms of like 100% AI artist, there's no fucking way I'm investing my time on that over a human. You know what I mean? I'm taking a stand for what it's worth. You know what I mean?
So
That shit is just whack to me.
I'm gonna double back on that.
Personally,
We got a legendary DJ out here, DJ D Tragic, and he puts a lot of people on or whatever. But he went out to the Philippines, um, and I guess made a stop in Korea. Over there in Korea, they already have AI artists, like big festivals over there, where they'll just put like it's like an EDM festival, but it's like they'll put the AI artists on the screen, and the
right.
music could just be playing, just a bunch of bullshit. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting because people have been dancing to EDM for forever, right? And it's basically
Yeah,
electronic, or they take vocals and they would just, add effects to it and shit like that, and that was acceptable. But I don't know,
yeah.
when you're presenting like a full person that's saying something, it's not a real person. I don't know. I'm drawing the line there, but yeah, let's see
Oh,
that.
I've been drawing the line, but what I'm telling you is most
Yeah,
Asian countries, whether it be, I can't say maybe Korea, but not really. I would say like Japan, China,
yeah,
they're like 5 steps ahead of everything. So
yeah,
5 years ahead of everything. So 5 years, the next generation, it's probably going to be normalized, man. And that's the disheartening thing for me to where I was all like, fuck, you know. But it's like you could really run from the shit or you could just understand what it is and adapt when it's time to adapt. Like I'm not adapting to that shit now, but I've sampled AI samples and flipped them,
yeah,
and you
yeah,
probably never knew that. You probably just thought it was some old school shit.
yeah, yeah.
But there's
That, I
different
mean,
ways that you,
that I don't criticize. I think that's a pretty
yeah,
dope idea, man, to get
okay,
around it. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let's check back in a year and see where everyone's heads at
All
with
right,
that
cool.
stuff, right? All right,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like hypothetically, right?
yeah.
Yeah, man. So you do these transitions really dope on video and stuff. Do you mind walking us through the process? Because I've never used AI for video. I've just used prompting like a regular person. Can you walk us through what the process is like so people understand it's not just clicking buttons and shit? if you
I
care to.
mean, you are clicking buttons, but you don't understand how many of those generations are on some weird gay shit or they're total fuck ups and the fingers are doing like this or something, and then you have to do generate it and generate it again. Pretty much it's time, right? So let's say I get a result that's not even what I wanted, but maybe I need to take it from here. So then maybe I'll screenshot that, add in a different prompt, and then I'll try and transition it into back into the video. From
Right,
there, you have to track everything. So you have to track movements, at least I do. So it gives a sense of space and atmosphere, as well as like add motion blur, which takes a lot of time to generate. And then we're not even talking about like color grading and all the shit that you would do in a normal video, but it's time consuming, you know what I'm saying? It might
right.
seem like, oh, somebody just generated this, and some of the shit you can, but if you notice some of the shit that looks super super goofy, which probably could get you viral, you know, depending on how you use it. The goofy shit though, yeah, that's fast. But if you want to make some shit that seems impactful or well thought out or seems purposeful, it takes time and effort, you know.
Right, right. So the human involvement obviously is still required if you're capturing live video, right? So that's good to hear. You know what I'm
For
saying?
now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Um,
if you want to get into it, man, even Instagram has open AI. You could pretty much in a message just type imagine and you could generate an
right.
image right there. Um,
Yeah,
Twitter, you could use Grok pretty much to generate video or pictures, and then you could use open AI, which is a chat GBT, to do the
yeah.
shit too. But there's so many different sites, man, on how to generate and do things. It's all up to you and how you freak it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I played around with generating images a bit, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
about it, man. So look, man, Mark, wanted to thank you for your time.
Yep.
I have a closing question just because it's near the end of the year. You got any New Year's resolutions you feel like sharing, man?
Just go hard, man. I don't believe in resolutions though, because why don't you, if you want to change something about yourself, why don't you change it right now?
There you
So
go.
my whole thing right now is really enjoy family. Probably chill out, even though I just said go hard, but I'm always on, man, and it's hard to turn that off. And I feel like I've kind of been going hard all year, doing different things, whether it's engineering, whether it's video for myself or for other people, music, writing. That right now for this month, the remainder of this month, I want to take on as little work as I can with being able to pay my bills and just chill out, relax, have a good
Nice.
time, be in a good headspace. But come next year, man, come next year on the first, going hard, bro.
Is there any projects you want to foreshadow or too early to let the cat
So,
out of the bag?
yeah, man. So I'm really I don't know. Um I'm lacking the word right now, but not emotional. What's the word where you just
Passionate?
where you just act on something right away, impulsive.
Oh, impulsive? Impulsive.
I'm very impulsive and I'm not. It's crazy. I could be like, "No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this." And then I'll just get the motivation to just be like, "Nah, I'm gonna just do this." So I might drop a project before the year's up. It might be, sometime in January, I don't know. But be on the lookout for that. I also got a project that I'm gonna be working on with the homie DJ Mirage out of France. It's gonna be like a
Nice.
small little EP. I got another project that I'm working on. I probably shouldn't even announce that yet. Never mind.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
Dope, dope. So look, man, check out Mark's latest project, Ghosts and Goblins on LSD II, the sequel. Also, one of my favorite projects of the year, Floral Pics, dropped earlier this year. And it's been dope discovering your music. It's been an honor chopping up, and we'll stay in touch, bro.
yeah. Thanks so much, man. I'm gonna send you that sample right now from Pilot Wings though, because I saw you
I gotta
smile
hear
when I
this
said
shit.
that shit.
Dope, dope.
Yeah.
That'll be funny, man. Awesome.
All right.
Have a great night, man. Good night,
All right.
everyone.
Take care.
Peace.
Appreciate you. Night.